1920s jazz.
Joe King Oliver. Early 1920s, King got his name from another popular musician during the time period, Edward Kid Ory. Shortly after he received the name, he joined up with Bill Johnson in Chicago. King played cornet for the Creole Band. In 1922, King invited a young man named Louis Armstrong to play with them, and Louis was already popular, so as a second cornet player, the band jumped to new heights. The band had a stationary spot in Chicago's own Lincoln Garden unit in 1924. Some of his famous songs were Just Gone, Snake Rag, Southern Stomp, and Riverside Blues.
Duke Ellington. Duke Ellington was an American composer, pianist, and bandleader of a jazz orchestra which he led from 1923 until his death in a career spanning over 50 years. Ellington remains one of the most influential figures in jazz, if not in all American music. Duke Ellington influenced millions of people around the world. He gave American music its own sound for the first time. In his 50-year career, he played over 20,000 performances in Europe, Latin America, and the Middle East, as well as Asia. Now here's a video of Duke Ellington performing one of his famous songs, It Don't Mean a Thing.
Don't mean a thing if you ain't got that swing. It don't mean a thing, all you gotta do is swing. Makes no difference if it's sweet or hot. Just give that rhythm every little thing you got.
Jelly Roll Morton. Jelly Roll Morton was an early inspiration in the jazz genre. He was an American pianist and songwriter best known for influencing the development of modern-day jazz during the 1920s. After 5 years in Los Angeles, Morton moved to Chicago in 1922 and produced his first recording the following year. Beginning in 1926, he rose to fame as the leader of Jelly Roll Morton's Red Hot Peppers, a band of musicians who were well-versed in the New Orleans style.
Sidney Bechet. Sidney Bechet was an American jazz musician who played clarinet and was also a composer. He was one of the first important soloists in jazz and was perhaps the first important jazz saxophone player. Bechet started out on clarinet and later in the early 1920s discovered the soprano saxophone, an instrument rarely played in jazz at that time. He mastered the rather difficult instrument and succeeded in giving the soprano saxophone a prominent place in jazz as also a solo instrument. Here's a video of Sidney Bechet performing I Found a New Baby.